Okay, what's up, my loves? This is another episode of Keeping It Real with Just Jay. This is the review for Married to Medicine, Season 5, Episode 14, DNA D-Day. At the beginning, I was really glad to see that Eugene actually did decide to go and follow up and check up on his blood pressure to make sure that everything was okay. He went to go see Dr. Jackie. And I thought that was really good because I do think that so many people in our community definitely do not take care of themselves. And so when a problem does arise, it's very, very important that, you take it seriously and take the correct steps and measures to make sure that you're okay. Quad and Dr. Simone meeting for lunch. And Quad was 45 minutes late. In all capital letters, stop playing! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. You just came off of a vacation where Dr. Jackie and the whole crew told you, like, it's disrespectful of other people's time for you to come late. And what you do, you stroll in there late. You wouldn't tolerate it, like you trying to build your brand if somebody was holding a business meeting and they was 45 minutes late. And, like, you didn't even offer no apologies. You were just kind of like, yeah, I'm here. What's going on? No. No, no, no. Dr. Simone was very correct about Quad saying that she doesn't own her shit. Be accountable. If you fuck up, it's okay. Like, not that it's always okay, but, like, be accountable for your shit. Acknowledge what you do wrong and try to do better. On another note, while Dr. Simone and Quad were having lunch, did you all notice the interaction between the server and Quad? She built a great rapport. She acknowledged him by first name. And that's what it's all about. When even if you're not a celebrity, even if you're not in the midst of building a brand, human interaction, everybody deserves to be met with kindness. And when she was building that rapport, you know what that meant for the server? He's going to make sure that the table is taken care of. It's all about, it's not even what you say, it's how you say it. Be very cognizant of how you treat people. Even though she was 45 minutes late, I do have to give her credit for how she interacted with the server. Okay. Quad has confirmed she's running topic so far in this review. Okay, but anyway, she's confirmed that she's at her wit's end when it comes to Dr. Greg and figuring out what the next step is for them. I feel the D word coming on, or at least the S word. D being divorce, S being separation. They shit is playing out on TV, and it does not seem like a resolution is being reached. And I think one or both of them is getting ready to be like, you know what? Either we need to call it quits or we need to take a break. Let's assess things and see, let's reconvene in a couple of months or weeks and see how things are going. But I definitely feel like something is finna shift. And not for the positive with regards to them staying together. Dr. Jackie let Curtis move back in, but he has to stay in the guest room. Alright, as long as she go down there and give him some nookie cookie every now and then, or you let him come upstairs and give you some of that good wood, hey, whatever works. I just think, it's too many steps that are being taken, to resolve it, and it just don't seem sincere. I think they definitely, I don't know if they have continued to do counseling offline, because we saw them do, one session, but I definitely think they need to continue to do counseling, and I think they need to continue to grow together, and she needs to make time for him, he needs to make time for her, and they need to revisit the reason why they got together and stayed married for almost, 15 years before this whole incident happened. Quad discussing her marriage. Yeah, she's a running baby Quad. Maybe this is the Quad Married to Medicine review. Anyway, I definitely agree with everything she said when she advised that if issues are not addressed, they fester. very, like, no truer words have ever been spoken. You have to address shit so that it doesn't happen going forward. People don't know that you need something unless you open your mouth and say it. And then once you have advised someone of something, it is their responsibility to make sure that that happens. If you tell someone what you need, someone especially that you're in a relationship with, an intimate relationship, and they don't provide it for you, or they don't at least make an effort to provide it for you, that shows their lack of care and concern for you and your needs and wants. The marital focus group with Quad and Dr. Greg was a hot ass mess. You could tell that the other two couples were very uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck did we walk into? Like, they probably thought they were just coming for some wine and cheese and some casual conversation. But the people that's hosting this week, or however often they meet, is in a bad place. So now this shit is real uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to watch because even other couples, like, they were trying to, like, kind of reel it back in. Like, okay, guys, like, well, have you thought about doing this? And Quad was just like, what the fuck ever. And then when he fell out on the floor with the dramatics, I was like, they should have definitely been like, you know what, guys? We're not going to be able to make the marital focus group this week because y'all put y'all shit on blast. Y'all exposed it not only to national TV and everybody that watches Married to Medicine, but also to y'all marital focus group. And it wasn't helping. Like, I don't think that either one of them gained anything from that fucking meeting. That's the whole point. Marital focus group, I've heard of, like, therapy and different things like that. I've never heard of a marital focus group, but I think it's a really good idea. Couples can bounce ideas off of one another, a place where they can just come and be open and share. That's real cool. But you have to be open to what the other couples are saying because everybody that's coming is observing things, and sometimes you need the outside perspective to help you and see something that your partner might be asking and saying that they want. But because you are in the midst of it, it's hard for you to see that. So I think that they needed it, but either they needed to do that shit off camera, or both of them have to be willing to accept the critiques that they're getting during those meetings. Otherwise, y'all could just not come or not host them. Whatever y'all do, y'all know. So Dr. Contessa has decided to give her 2-week notice. And when she was talking about how she had missed, like, moments with her mom before she passed away, how she missed events with her daughters, it was kind of like, damn, like, that is sad. But then she is very fortunate because she lives in a household where one parent can afford to stay home. And that's not the case with everybody. So she's in a very, very fortunate situation. And I do like that her husband supported her and said, you know what? Okay, if this is what you really, really desire, because it's like the second time on camera that she's brought it up, he's like, you know what? I'm with it. I think that she maybe should have went down to part-time. Because I do think that she likes being a doctor. I just think that she doesn't like how much time it takes away from her and her family, her priority to her kids. But I do think that she should have maybe like went down to part-time, where maybe she only goes in like 2 days a week, something like that. Because, well, you know what? Let me shut up because it ain't my household. But that's probably what I would have done. But speaking on that, not that, but like just kind of bouncing off of that, it just kind of shows you like work-life balance and how most people spend so much time valuing their work, they forget about their life. And then when they come to a point where it's like, okay, I've neglected one because I care for the other so much, something has to yield. I really do think that, like, in high school or college, work-life balance classes should be like taught. Sessions should be taught about that because a lot of people do not know how to have that balance between work and your personal life. And that's very, very fucking important. The DNA reveal party. Everybody looks so nice. I was waiting on some Coming to America theme music. Like, yes, give it to me. Welcome to Zamunda or Wakanda. Shout out. Anyway, once again, whenever they all get together, some shit got ensued. And they had it out. And I am a Damon fan. And the reason why I said it is because he keeps his head low. He keeps himself. He don't really, like, you know, he'll interact with the husbands. He even interacts with the wives. But when the shit start getting messy, that's when he exits stage left. Like, he be like, He told her. He told Dr. Heavenly, like, this ain't what I came for. She's like, Daddy, do you want me to leave with you, Daddy? What you want me to do? He like, no, this is what you hosted. You can go ahead and stay. But you could tell Heavenly was like, listen, like, you rolling, I'm rolling. What you want to do? But he was like, nah, I'll stay. So she did end up staying. And this shit got worse. With Toya and Quad has now successfully gotten into it, I think, with everybody in the group, with the exception of Dr. Contessa, and I can't really remember her getting into it with Dr. Jackie. But if I'm not mistaken, so far she's gotten into it with everybody in the group. One thing that I don't like, now, you and Toya were supposed to be friends. Toya told you something in confidence. You came over there with a little basket and tips, and you're going to help her so that they can get out of debt with the taxes that they owe real quick. And in the minute that she made a comment about, it wasn't even you, the fact that, like, your job was filing for bankruptcy, you hit below the belt. And then on top of that, you didn't apologize for it when y'all talked about it at the party. Y'all were going back and forth, and Quad made a comment like, you know what, we don't have to ever speak again. And Toya just kind of sat back and looked. But then she also told her, like, you know, I thought that we were in a good place. We were friends. You came over. You were helping me celebrate. And, like, you know, you were helping me to try and get things in order and get established. And in the minute that I mentioned BCBG filing for bankruptcy, you went below the belt. And Quad kind of, to me, just waited on her turn to respond. She didn't listen. She didn't say, you know what, I can understand how that could have hurt. I'm sorry. Like, very rarely does she apologize. And I think that that's a very, actually not a very, it's a horrible characteristic for a person to have, where they're unable to apologize. I just think it's shitty, and I think people need to do better. If you hurt or offend someone, that's even in the Bible, you need to go to them and make amends. Point blank, period. And don't say stuff that's below the belt, because people can forgive you, but they're not going to forget what you said. And so for Toya and Eugene, you can tell the tax situation is a very sensitive topic. Nobody should be throwing in their face that issue, especially if they've told the circle, like, you know, they've shared with the circle, this is what's going on, this is what we're doing to take corrective steps, and then you come back and throw that shit in their face when y'all get in an argument. That's low, and it's unnecessary. Eugene was all the way fed up. Now, when they blocked out that word, I was trying to figure out what he said. I think I know, but I'm like, I don't know if that's it, because it didn't look like bitch. It looked like cunt. But I could be wrong. If somebody knows what that word was, please comment below, because I want to know. And I mean, he said that with like some feeling, like, and I was like, ooh, okay. But one thing I will say, when he said that, I will say that Dr. Heavenly, you can see the growth, because instead of her, like, she knew her limit. She engaged with him and let him know, like, what he was saying was wrong. She like, you know, you shouldn't be going back and forth with somebody's wife. Let me go call my husband, which was a good first step. But then, too, when she knew she had reached her limit, she got up and walked away. She was like, you know what? I'm done. And that's smart, because when you do stuff like that, you don't have to say some shit that you're going to have to come back and apologize for. If you know you didn't reach your limit, bam, cut that shit off, keep it moving. She did, and I have to give her credit for that, because before, she would engage with a motherfucker until they be like, okay, like, Heavenly, and now she's revolving. And so you have to recognize a person's growth. So shout out to Heavenly for that. Like, I'm sorry, Dr. Heavenly, go ahead. I do think that it was big of Dr. Greg to come back and apologize, because some people, like I said, don't own up, to when they do something wrong or their mistakes. And I'm so sorry. He did come back and apologize, and I think that that's what it's all about. If you do something, like I said, to offend your brother or sister, make amends. Apologize, acknowledge, make amends. I do agree with him that the group needs to do better. For them to be a group of grown-ass women, mostly doctors, and educated and accomplished and established, it shouldn't be strife and tension and petty ass arguments every time y'all come together. But then it probably wouldn't be a Married to Medicine. And on that note, this review is done. I would appreciate if you would comment below if you agree or disagree. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch this video. I sincerely and truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I will talk with you really soon. Until we do speak again, stay peaceful and blessed. Bye.